Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about variables in Python. So let me start with creating a new file here. I name it file, then I name this file variables in this way. Then enter. So what do you mean by variables? When you write any program, you think about how you save the data temporarily in memory. So to save data in memory in any program, you have to define a variable. So what I mean by variable? So think about this, a memory, and you want to save number 55 in the memory. So you save 55. But this 55, you have to find a way to access to 55. So you have to give it a specific name in your code. For example, x. So here you write x equal 55. Then you enter. So by writing x equal 55, that means you define variable, name it x, you added value of 55 to it. Now when I want to print this value, I just say print x. Then I click run. I have to see 55 here. So how variables work? Really easy. You just define the variable name. For example, let me suppose date of birth. I say DOB. Then you say equal what value I want to give this date of birth. Let me say 27. So directory, he will define variable in the memory here. So by using draw tool, he define variable here, name it D. Oh, for sure he delete everything now because we rerun the app. So he define variable here, he name it DOB, and he give it value, name it 27. So now whenever I want to access to 27 again in any place in the program, I just say print the variable name. So what I have, DOB directory, hopefully DOB. Okay, run again, he say 27. So you could save different data type and variables. For example, you want to save pi, you say pi equal 3.5. This is a float. That's totally okay. You want to save string, let me suppose name, you say equal Hussein or Rubai, whatever. So did you see? It's really easy to save string and let you suppose age 27, whatever. So if you see, it's really easy to define any variable and give it value. And then you define another value as a float here. Then I define another variable, I give it value as string. Then I define another variable, I give it value as integer. So how these values located in the memory? They will be located in this way. They will be located this way. You have this memory and you have it in this way. Think about it in this way. You have first, you have pi, and the pi should be 3.5, and you have another variable, name it name, and this name have Hussein, whatever, or Rubai, for example. Then you have age 27. So now if you want to print the name, you say, let me go at the beginning of the line, I say print name. When I print name, I just click right, here you go, I see Hussein and Rubai directory. See, if I want to print the age, I will say, okay, print the age. So click right again, run, I will see 27. If I want to print pi, I say print pi. I could click right to run it, and also I could click here run to see the value. If you see how the program runs step by step. So first step, he defined the variable. So first step, he defined this variable. Then he defined the second variable. Then he defined third variable. Then he print this one, if you see it on the screen. Then he prints the age, if you see it in the screen. Then he prints the pi, if you see it in the screen. So this is how the program runs step by step. So if I just make it easier, I say pi. You say, okay, this code will be working because first of all you define the variable, then you print it. So when you say print pi, you have value on pi. But could you say this way directory print pi? Could. If I just click right, he say, who is pi? I don't know pi. Pi is not defined in the memory. Even if you say here pi equal 3.5, again, doesn't make any sense for the compiler because the program runs step by step. So first step, you ask the compiler to print pi. Pi is not defined in the memory until now. Until now, I did not have anything in memory. Then when he looked through in the memory for pi, he didn't find anything, so he give you error. While if you just add this line before this line, you say pi equal 3.5. So in the first line, we will be defining pi in the memory with a 3.5. And when he go to the second line, you ask for pi, he will know pi a. I know pi is already defined in the memory. So make sure whenever you want to use any variable, you have to define it and you give it a value before you use it. You cannot write or access to variable without defining value for that variable. So this is basically how you define variables. How we could work with this problem? Let me give you a basic problem. I want to do basic app. This app asks user to enter his date of birth, and the app gives to the user his age. So whenever you think about a problem in programming, you have to think about three things. First of all, the input. Then you think about what you process, your algorithm, what you will do. Third thing, what you show in the output. So let me start with the first part. What the input? I want to do program to find people age. So to find people age, I would say hash find people age program. Why I'm writing hash? Hash means this is common. This line will not execute. So if you write hash before any line, that means this line will not be executed. I will be going details. This is just hint for you. So don't think about this line. Whenever you add hash in the start of the line, that means this line will not be executed. So if I say what the input I have it. Well, my input here. My input is the date of birth. So let me define DOB. Hopefully DOB equal 1989. Then what the process I have to do? I have to find age. So how you could find the age? You in the second point, the process. How you could find people age from their date of birth? Think about this point. How you could find it? The process will be you subtract this year from the date of birth. So you say, okay, 2017 minus the date of birth. So I say DOB. Then you have the age now. If I say print for the age, I have to have it the same thing. Make sure if you are writing here capital, write it here capital. If I write it small, write it small. If I just click, he say 28. How he was able to find the age 28? He was able to find age 28. First of all, we define the date of birth. Then we subtract this year from the date of birth, so we'll have his age, then the output. So in the programming, you have to think about problem solving. You have to say, okay, what the input I have it? Okay, I know here I have this input. What the output I have it? This is the output. What the process I have it? This is my process. Any problem you will have in the programming, you will be defined the three steps. First of all, you define your input, then what you want to process, then what the output. So this thing will be really, really amazing to see app like this one. But what 28 mean is something confusing for people. You have to show specific message. You say, hey, this 28 mean this thing. So I want to say your age is 28. So how I do that? Basically, I will do it in this way. Let me suppose age message in this way. I would say your age is, then I will not write anything. If I define this variable, your age is, but I didn't define anything, what he will print if I just click print your age in this way? He will print this variable. We know this thing. He will print your age is. But I want to show your age is, then I show his age here. To show his age inside the string, I will just add a space, then I open a bracket, close it. That means, hey, I want to show something here. Then I click dot format. Format is a method. I want to add age. So what he will do, he will take the string and he will add age instead of this bracket. If I just click run again, you see your age 28. So basically, if you want to display more thing, for example, and DOB, for example, you want to show date of birth is, then you open a bracket, close it. You want to show the date of birth here, so you have to pass second variable is date of birth, DOB. So now, if you run it, you say your age 28, your date of birth 2089. So how this program run, how this function run? It's really, really easy. First, you define your string, then you define formatting. You say age, so he will take age and he will add the age instead of the first two bracket. Then if you find data birth, you will add data birth instead of the second two bracket. So this is basically string formatting and how you could format your string. Yeah, here we done, and see you next.